interesting matchup this here tonight, isn't it?
I think it's a terrific matchup, and I think even though we're in strange territories in relation to the game, we're going to see a familiar game, we're going to see a great game, we're going to see some fantastic football, because I think there's quite a bit of DNA in both of these teams in Rugby League, and whilst they may not be familiar names to a lot of the people in the UK, there's certainly familiar names in and around the National Rugby League in Australia, and a couple of Super League appearances there, and those local bragging rights from some of these American boys. You watch out, there'll be some biff and bash tonight, Dave.
Terry Matterson, the coach of the United States, David Fairley, the coach of the Cook Islands. They are two men with a lot of Rugby League pedigree, of course, both in the NRL and in the European Super League as well. There are American supporters here tonight, and they bring them young. Take you to a Rugby League match before the age of 1 and you're a Rugby League supporter for life. At least that's what they'll be hoping, I'm sure. The United States, is not often they will get to see their side playing in a Rugby League World Cup. Never before. And we're going to have the two anthems right now ahead of this game. There's a wonderful video going around on YouTube of the United States team singing their anthem on College Green in the middle of Bristol. And the Cook Islanders have been making their presence felt in this city as well over the last week or so. So the anthem of the Cook Islands sung loud and proud, and here comes the United States anthem. Well, there's a real enthusiasm among this crowd here tonight. There's around 6,000 inside this stadium this evening. And they've travelled here in horrific weather as well. We've got World Cup weather again here tonight, raining, pouring down. We're looking forward to a fine night sometime soon in the next couple of weeks so that we can enjoy the Rugby League without getting wet through. Some friendly greetings from the Cook Islanders to the United States, and in a moment the Cook Islands will give us their traditional war dance ahead of this contest, and this is one to savour as well. Those who saw their warm-up game against New Zealand in Doncaster a week or so ago will tell you that. Well, wonderful stuff. It's one of the longer pre-match rituals.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Taylor from the Rugby League World Cup.
So looking ahead to what should be a good game here tonight, the United States team, there's one or two, or quite a few unfamiliar names in there, but one or two familiar ones. Joseph Paulo wears 6 tonight from the Parramatta Eels. He's been a fairly regular player for them in the last 3 years. Joe Luani from West Tigers. Clint Newton, of course, fans of the English Super League and the NRL will know very well with Penrith Panthers these days, once of Hull Kingston Rovers not that long ago. And he's in this side, of course, because his dad, a golfer, so he was born in South Carolina while his dad, Jack, was playing in the US Open, I think it was. The Cook Islands. Well, perhaps more familiarity to them. Drury Lowe from the Canterbury Bulldogs, the understudy to Ben Barber this last year or two. Anthony Gelling and Keith Lulia, who've both been playing in the English Super League with Wigan and Bradford, respectively, although Lulia is on his way back to Australia next year. Dylan Napa from the Sydney Roosters just missed out on a place in the grand final, but we know that he can smash them. And Zane Tetevano, the number 10. Zeb Tyre in the second row as well, the Catalan player, the ex-Newcastle Knight. Our referee tonight is Ben Thaler, just practicing, it would seem, throwing to the video referee, getting the muscles warmed up. We don't have the video ref as often as we had it last night. Richard Silverwood, by the way, is that video referee, should he be required for any of those contentious decisions. And Tony Martin and Jamal Thompson, by the way, the two touch judges, Tony Martin from England and Jamal Thompson from Australia. Now, this is unusual. We've got the Cook Islands down there, but the United States are warming up. They're still warming up on the field. We've not got a long time before kick-off here. What's going on here, Brian Noble?
Oh, they're just getting a little bit of hand-eye coordination, getting ready for the kick-off. They've had to stand still and do the anthems and all of those things, and the focus now has to be the game. And with a minute to go, it's about time you got your game heads on and got into the mood. And you know, it takes 15 minutes, was it? 15-20 minutes with the ceremonies. That's the right expression.
Well, 6 games so far, and quite a few of them have been memorable occasions. We're hoping that this can live up to those expectations as well. United States with their late chat before they find themselves in position. Ben Thaler here is trying to organise them into position like school kids, really, isn't he? He's like the sheepdog in the middle of it all. You should be over there, you should be over here. We need to get on with this, fellas.
Well, we've seen plenty of huddles. It's time for the huddles to stop and the biff to start.
Well, it's an atmosphere of expectations here tonight as Brad Takairangi prepares to get things underway. I think Australian fans are probably more used to seeing him playing in the centres.
Okay, when you're ready.
With the Gold Coast.
Okay, boys. Go.
Roosters before that. Here it comes. Takairangi puts right boot to ball, and the game is underway. Game 7 in this World Cup 2013. United States taking their bow for the first time in a World Cup against the Cook Islands, who have a little bit of pedigree competing at this competition. Emerging nations winners back in '95 and a couple of World Cups since as well.
Good.
Without making too much of an impact on the world order, but they're looking for their stage here tonight. And plenty of biff, plenty of bang and plenty of muscle in this match is what we are expecting. Off the wing comes Peterson, who's going to tackle on the 40-metre mark.
Good.
Swung back to the middle by Joe Luani, the kick over the top by Joseph Paulo.
Okay.
And carefully taken on that far side by Jordan Rapana, and a little bit of a break here from the Cooks as well. They got a tousling in that warm-up game against New Zealand. They made 50 points to 0. But that scoreline rather hid their enthusiasm and their energy in that game, and against this kind of opposition, they'll be looking to prosper here tonight.
Yeah, they're a whole lot better side than that scoreline suggested, and I wouldn't worry too much about that. But you have to say the Americans have started as well, and we were speaking to a friend of ours in the Super League, Terry Mattison, who was a coach of Castle for a lot of years, coaching this American team. Kicking game really important for them. What we saw from the Cook Islands earlier is they'll promote the ball as much as they can.
Here's Fepelai at dummy half, out to Dylan Napa. Napa will have a push through. In fact, it's the loose forward Arona, Tinere Arona from the Roosters, who's put down on the 5th. So back it goes for the kick here from Isaac John, another of those familiar faces. High and hanging, and it's lost there by Peterson, and it will bounce out of play, and the United States get a little bit of a let-off there. Mix-up between the winger and the fullback.
Hit him on the head. It's a good job he got a square head. Goes out of the touch. That could have gone anywhere. That hit him on the head, didn't it? That's a goal line dropout, and Peterson. A little bit of wind here. I will say that thankfully the heavens have ceased throwing their tap full of water down, and we've just got a bit of a wind here. So anything that goes up, I think, is going to be difficult to handle. He's
getting on a bit now, Matthew Peterson, but he's got lots of experience, hasn't he? He was at Wakefield for a while, wasn't he? A couple of years at Wakefield, Matthew Peterson.
I think most of his career was at Parramatta, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. North Queensland Cowboys as well, and Gold Coast, but like you say, Parramatta, the main spell. Here's Fepelai. Cook Islands encouraged by this early start. Here comes Dylan Napa now, with a reddish hair, trying to make an impact again. Fepelai looking right. Takarangi drops it back in for the second rower, Dominic Peyru, who's only about 50 metres away when he stopped here. Fepelai back to the middle, and Isaac John with a pass on for Dylan Napa on his shoulder. Tracking well. Fepelai. Here is John. A stretch and a reach by Zeb Taia. He's managed to knock it back on the inside and has pushed his way over here. There's a little bit of afters going on. The referee, I think, has given the try here, has he, or has he gone to the square in the air?
I think he's gone to the square in the air, Dave.
Yep, he's gone for the video referee, so let's hear from Richard Silverwood for the first time.
Okay, looking at grounding, please.
Yeah, that was the fifth tackle.
Can't see anything on that one. Okay, this one. Looks held up there. Just have a look at that one again, please. Looks held up there. Yep, got a decision. No try, held up. Fifth tackle.
So a temporary reprieve here for the United States. It will be no try. Tinera Arona held up over that line despite the best efforts of him and Zeb Taia. Good defending though from the United States, and they've got another tackle to make here.
I think Shipway did brilliantly well there to get his body underneath the ball. Arona was, to all intents and purposes, over the line of the ball from Zeb Taia. One more play, USA, it's not over yet.
5 tackles gone. Here comes the 6th. Fepelai waiting patiently at dummy half. Flicks it out to Isaac John, who puts the kick to that left-hand side. Peterson goes up, and again he's got a bit of a nightmare. He's bundled off it. And no denying Takarangi this time, I wouldn't have thought. The referee points his finger. Brad Takarangi, belatedly, at the second attempt, gets a Cook Islands try. And they do now lead by 4 points to 0.
Yeah, it's an impressive finish from Takarangi. Great kick from Isaac John. Put it on a sixpence for him, really, and this is a tough catch for Matt Peterson. He's on his own. Here we see it. You'll do your best. Oh, is there a case for being barged off the ball? See, it's a great kick from John, and Matt Peterson has to do his best. And I'd have been tempted to go to the screen here, but and Taylor quite clear that was a fair competition, and Takarangi picks up the spoils and slips it over for the first 4-pointer.
Well, there were 3 men in collision, but on the spot, Ben Thaler obviously thought they were all going for the ball. It was a fair contact. So the try goes the Cook Islands' way. They are effectively, if you like, the home nation here tonight, aren't they? Because they're based down here in Bristol, the Cook Islanders, so they've been generating a lot of affection for their cause over the last couple of weeks since they've been in camp. Four points scored. Jordan Rapana looks to add the 2. He has, I thought he put it wide. One touch just seemed as though he was sweeping the ground with his flag, but he has hoisted it along with the other, and it is 6 points to 0.
Well, here we see the kick from John. It's great. Plenty of attack from the Cook Islanders. Takarangi has the easy job. Pick up the spoils and stick it over the whitewash.
And it's their first points since landing on these shores. That warm-up game against New Zealand yielded nothing. Beaten by the 50 points to zip. The United States, by the way, had a warm-up game the week before the World Cup began, and they won in France, in Toulouse, which made everybody sit up and take notice. Here's Napa with a drive.
Hold it. Hold.
Just beyond that 20-metre line. They're going tight at the moment, trying to make inroads into this United States defence. Here's Fepelai. To the left, the try-scorer, Timiro Arona, from the Sydney Roosters, although he spent most of last season, I think, at the Newtown Jets. The kick from Isaac John. Oh, it's allowed to bounce by Farameo, and it's kept in play just about, and after a comedy of errors, the United States come up with possession. Craig Priestley's the man.
Well, it's fair to say early on in this game that they're not handling the kick ball real well, are they? Faraimo couldn't quite get to the breakdown, as they say in America.
Do they?
I think so, yeah.
Here's Clint Newton. Decent drive just short of the half. Pick up and a scamper forward by Joe Luani. Sharpness showed by him. That was tackle 5. This now is the last set that case. So Joseph Paulo under pressure manages to get the ball high, but it's scooped well enough.
That's
by
a great
Rapana
result for the USA. That's Matt Peterson putting his early misdemeanors to his best effort. Let them catch the ball, let the Cook Islands catch the ball, and holds on to the ball, doesn't go to ground, and that's a great result for the USA.
Well, head and feet here, just about 15 metres away from that Cook Island line. The United States, having conceded, are after a quick response.
Right there, please. Stay on, boys. Right there, please, Joe. Right there, onside, please. Loose, buddy. Okay, head in, head in. Yeah, that's 5 metres, buddy. Stay on. Out!
Here's Priestley. Gonna have a go himself here, Craig Priestley. He's with the least likely side of this World Cup, the Southampton Dragons, who are in New York, I believe.
Release! Yeah, buddy. Hold it.
Joe Luani.
Good.
Paulo. It's freed.
Move!
10 metres away, United States looking to press here. Back it comes again to Joseph Paulo, offering it back on the inside for Daniel Howard. Snapped up by those 3 Cook Island defenders.
Hold it.
Here's Joe Luani again. This is Joseph Paulo, and he's lost possession. It's Dylan Napa who's come up with it, a big prop forward. Unlikely he's going to go 100 metres, or is it? Well, he's still smashing them forward. Michael Garvey came across with a tackle in the end. He needed some stopping.
Dropping him in.
He's a good athlete, isn't he, Dylan Napa?
Don't hold him in.
In the tremendous system of the Sydney Roosters, and clears his lines, cleans the kick up first and foremost from Paulo, and gives it back with some fair return. That's a fair return. He's off.
Seb Tyre just taking it inside that United States half. It's Zane Tetevano from the Newcastle Knights ploughing it forward again. So they've got a decent platform here. Fepelai, Isaac John. Here's Takarangi. Pushing away a couple of defenders, but unable to make real progress on that occasion. So Fepelai stands and waits. The acting half again. Isaac John gets that kick away. Pressure here on Christian Freed. Well, not that much pressure as it turned out, but there's no one really on the chase.
It's moving all. It's a great return as well from Freed. He looks quick, a bit of a will-o'-the-wisp, good feet, sharp. I'm pretty confident the ball's moving all over the place.
Peterson with a quick play the ball. Here comes Junior Paulo, smashing it forward again.
Movement, 10 metres.
3 tackles gone.
Hold. Good.
The United States looking to establish themselves here, and if there's a man who really sums up the determination they need, it's Clint Newton, isn't it? Gives a real bulldog spirit to their pack.
5. Move, guys. Hold it, Paul. Hold it.
Luani.
Hold.
Off the back of Pettiborn's drive.
Tackled him. Play on. It's okay.
Kick on the halfway line. He's allowed to bounce out of play by Jordan Rapana. Didn't fancy the catch, knowing that his side get the head and feet here 20 metres away from the own line.
That's a decent kick from Paulo. Put the ball out, they got back into the game, we're 10 minutes in, early score, a couple of decent kicks. Finds a touchline so they can water scrum and talk about their next defensive set. Clint Newton will be talking to them all the time. This is what we do, boys, this is where we're at. Stay in this game.
Sure, there's a lot of Wigan Rugby League supporters who are watching on as well. Interested to see how Eddie Pettiborn goes tonight, the man who signed for Wigan from West Tigers for next year.
Out! One.
Well, we all know that he's a no-nonsense player. Carries the ball real strong and tackles real strong as he did there.
Here's Zane Tetevano. He's opposite number 10.
Go.
Seb Tyre.
Shot.
3, movement! Joey, 10 metres, hold it.
Fepelai.
Hold it. Good.
He's the man at dummy half. Dylan Napa was winding himself up on that right-hand side, but it's gone short to Arona.
4.
Looking to find the United States.
Yeah, guys, hold it, bud, hold.
Lacking in concentration, a slip by Arona, slowing it down just a little. Here comes Isaac John, and then offers it for Tetevano to have another go, trying to get the arms free with a man in support. But has kept a hold. That's 5. Here comes the last. Fepelai. Isaac John with a measured kick beyond Peterson, but he's scrambled back the winger.
Yeah,
just recovering his poise in this game.
Yeah, he's had a couple of carries now and a couple of decent kicks and a couple of decent defensive plays, and he's into it.
Go.
11 minutes of this first half played. It's a quietish atmosphere here tonight, but you look around the stadium and it's well populated. They've done a very good job of selling the concept of a Rugby League World Cup match in Bristol. They've been working hard for the last few months. Ooh, at the line came Dominic Peru. Not quite the contact and hold, but he certainly slowed Daniel Howard down. Here's Priestley kicking behind the 40-metre line. When he let that fly, this might be a 40-20. It's a close call. The touch does Tony Martin is standing right on the line. I don't think he's ready to commit here.
I think he needs to go to the screen on this one, because I thought it was a 40-20.
Well, they're making the decision on the field. Are they? Behind the line. Now, where did this ball go out of play?
Oh, I'm not surprised the touch, you can't tell.
Well, he has given it as a 40-20.
Shot, but no, just ain't about it.
I think it was the referee who made the decision there, wasn't it? I don't think the touch judge was too sure, but the referee... Ben Thaler came across and said, I'm happy it went out of play beyond the 20-metre mark.
Well, Priestley nailed it, didn't he? That's a terrific kick, great skill. Gives the USA another opportunity in this part of the field.
It has lifted Uncle Sam. A chance for 6 tackles, 20 metres away from this Cook Island line.
Stay on. Bang, please.
Priestley with that feed. Here comes Garvey, Michael Garvey, really strong centre from the Pennsylvania Bulls.
He looks strong, doesn't he?
Luani again, here comes Pettiborn, Eddie Pettiborn skittling them as he went.
Move! Line boy.
And hitting hard, but he's put down just short of that line. A step back on the inside by Paulo, Joseph Paulo. Here's Priestley. Oh, it's a big pass out to this right-hand side, an opportunity here now for Farameo. Has he got there? Yes, he has. Beretta Farameo from the Mackay Cutters has slid his way in at that right-hand corner, and the United States have the perfect response.
This is a great ball from the scrum half, Priestley. Farameo's on his own out here, and you don't think he can win. Paulo scoots across the back line looking for an opportunity. Priestley gets it and he goes, wham! Have a crack at this. And the finish from the winger, Farameo, gets it down, and Lalia just can't hang on to him. That's a great try from the USA. Boom, off you go. Farameo has to get into the corner, uses his good strength to get in there and slides in, and deserved try from the USA.
Well, it'll lift their spirits, won't it? On a less wet night, he might not have got there, but using the weather to his advantage. And the United States with a try back. Beretta Farameo is the man to score.
Yeah. Okay, bud.
And it's a good contest in this opening 15 minutes or so.
It's a terrific contest. Set up by the great carry from Pettiborn, you'd have to say. Really punched portholes in the defensive line of the Cook Islands there, and had them thinking, well, where did he come from? And then gave Paulo the opportunity to find Priestley, and Priestley, you have to say, with a terrific ball to Farameo.
Well, this is Joseph Paulo who's going to take this conversion attempt here. He's in this American side because of his American Samoan heritage. He has actually played for Samoa, a former Samoan international. He's not kicked that, he's put it wide. So 4 points to the United States, 6 to the Cook Islands. And it's a real adventure here in Bristol
It's
so
game
far
on.
tonight.
It's game on. What's this? Well, this is Paolo coming back against the grain and finds Priestley, his half-back partner, and that's a great ball.
Good, mate. He looks good, doesn't he?
He had to catch it as well, and Lelea can't get anywhere near him.
Okay, fellas, make sure we're holding the 10.
So the restart from Takarangi.
Okay,
Kicks a good one. Deserves a good catch and got a good catch.
that's one. Move! Hold it! Hold!
It's Newton
Good.
showing his dad's golfing skills with that catch. He was
He had to be a
Well,
good catcher when he
Movement!
played
Quick in the
golf.
rough!
I was kind of thinking about the ball bouncing and just like ricocheting, and you have to keep your eye on it anyway. But find it in the rough.
Here comes Pettibon trying to get the arms free.
Move! Back here,
I
boys,
think we
back
know
here.
what you meant. He's put down on just short of the 40. United States
Back
looking
out.
to roll on here, if they possibly can.
4.
Well,
Release!
good.
Line, guys, line!
Is that
Hold
Offerdale? It is. It's
Good.
Offerdale who's come on for the bench. Fairly fresh pair of legs. Here comes Clint Newton again, and a clattering challenge and hit forward by
5!
him.
But hold the 10!
Pushing and
Hold.
bullying that
Good.
Cook Islands defensive line back a stride or two. The kick goes high from Priestley. It's a swirler in the
Well,
wind. It's the
well,
scum half who very nearly got there again. And look at this for a lucky bounce. And suddenly there's an opportunity here on the
Okay.
left-hand side for Matthew Peterson,
Hey,
who might have had a nightmare start to the game, but he's in dreamland right now. The United States lead by 8 points to 6.
I got 9, I'm going to blow
Well, the
right,
kick
so
is
it's 5
causing
minutes.
all sorts of problems. Just wham it up. Priestley, bang, off it goes. Was it onside? It's one of the questions I'd be asking. The ball bounces. What a finish from Peterson. Shipway with the pickup and the release. Still needs finishing. This is a surprise, isn't it? Probably not to the USA. They beat the French last week, and they're well in for this one as well.
Loto Tagaloa is a centre who offered that ball on. And a bit of juggling there, which he's at because he's a fire juggler, isn't he, in real life?
Really?
Tagaloa, yes, in Hawaii. He juggles fire, amongst other things.
Wow. What a CV.
Plays with the Hawaii Chiefs. Wouldn't you love to play for the Hawaii Chiefs?
Well, imagine walking into a bar. What do? Oh, I play for the Hawaiian Chiefs and I'm a fire juggler. Oh, doesn't get better than that.
He's actually Samoan born, but he's been in Hawaii now for the last 3 years. And Tagaloa is a goer. He's the man who put the ball into the arms of Matthew Peterson, which is why the United States lead here by 8 points to 6. And it might get even better as Joseph Paolo hangs down. Oh, no, it won't. It was short, it was wide. But 8 points to 6, the United States lead. And as underdogs in this game, they'll be very pleased with the situation at the moment.
Well, he puts it as high as he possibly can, and the wind takes a grip of it. And Shipway to Tagaloa to Peterson with the finish in the corner. And we saw just last evening how important goal kicks were. He couldn't quite convert the goal kick, but will it come back to haunt them?
Peterson's everywhere at the moment. He's taken that kick off and rather wishes he didn't. Because
Movement!
bang, bump and bruise.
Hold
He's
it!
on the ground. About 10 metres further back from where he hit that defensive line. Oh, the ribs will be aching.
Move! Hold the line! Hold! Good.
But the United States are in a good place. Oh, Pettibon.
3.
Pettibon's on a
Movement!
one-man mission here to get this team forward, and
It's okay!
he's doing a great job.
A bit of crossing there, wasn't there? But the referee's not apt to give the penalty.
Done! Wait here, boy. Wait, mate. Wait here.
So the United States keep possession, but still some yards to make here.
Oh,
And the
Fine,
Cook Islands are
release.
seeking them out
Okay.
with some terrific tackles. That was the stand-up, wasn't it? Takarangi. Chip over the top. This is interesting. It's going to bounce into no man's land. Another awkward bounce, but well taken
well
by
taken.
Lelea.
he needed taking it. He'd have been tempted to get it on the first one, but he lets it bounce and takes the responsibility to bring it back.
Here's Rapana, Jordan Rapana.
Move!
Here's the
Hold
catch.
line.
Well done.
Hold it, lad.
Well
Grab.
done, Lelea.
Fepelai. This is going to be Zeb Tyre.
Help!
Daniel
Please
Fepelai.
release!
In there.
Good.
Tetavano. Decent
Four.
drive by him. The prop
Move!
forward.
Back here, babe. Mate, back here, Joey. Good man. Good.
Fepelai. Takarangi.
5. Movement! Hold it, boys. Hold
Daniel
it.
Fepelai sizing up the situation again on this, the final tackle in this set. Isaac John spinning that kick towards the left, and you can see the wind getting a hold again. Keith Lalia then finds a gap in which he can run, puts the kick into chase. Peterson's confident that's going dead, it does. It's a tap back on the 20.
Well, he did everything right. He made himself a bit of space, Keith Lalia, but just a bit too much strength on the kick. It's a 20-metre restart as opposed to a goal line dropout, but the tap back and the footwork, I tell you what, they're getting into it now, aren't they?
As we were watching that, we've just seen Matthew Peterson running it out, and Zeb Tetevano did not miss. My word. Here's Christian Fried, the fullback, playing in France these days. I think Christian Fried with Racing Club in Lescure.
4, line! Hold the line, boys. Good, 2.
Priestley, Newton.
5.
That's tackle 5. So here comes the last. It's Luwani back to Priestley. Not the best of kicks from the scrum half. An easy take and an easy run as well, almost for Jordan Rapana.
Good football from Rapana. I think Clint Newton on this right-hand side of the New Zealand, sorry, of the United States, he's picking out Isaac John of the Cook Islands, and he's going to have some sore shoulders by the end of this game, Isaac John for sure.
So Isaac by Newton. The theory of relativity is there's only one winner in that battle. The Cook Islands looking left again. Here's Arona, quick hands again. It's taken on by Keith Lalia, who looked for his winger. It was a forward pass to brother Lulia.
Forward pass, nice little bit of movement on the fringe here to try and exploit the USA up and in defence there. We saw the winger Fireman trying to put the fire out, but adjudicated that this one here is forward to Lulia, and reaching out is a bit of a giveaway there.
In terms of Cook Island brothers in harness in centre and wing,
Right there, please.
they've got a bit of precedent there, haven't they, with the Iros? Kevin Iro and Tony Iro, of course, who arrived at Wigan all those years ago. And
well, Kevin's still with the Cook Island team. He's director of performance or football manager. I'm not sure what he is, but he's been a massive influence on Cook Island Rugby League for a number of years.
And Tony's with the New Zealand side, isn't he? He's on the coaching staff with New Zealand in this tournament. They came face to face in that warm-up game at Doncaster a week last Sunday rather.
3, release!
Walking out together, leading their respective countries. Here for the United States, it's Luwani, who was at dummy half. Oh, good contact made by Dylan Napa with a shoulder into the chest. This time it'll be Les Soloe, the big prop who's on for the interchange bench. That's 5. Here comes the last. It's Luwani who spins it left. The kick will go high from Joseph Paulo. Hands from the United States to keep it alive. Spun it back, and they still have an opportunity here. It's back with Joseph Paulo again, who goes through the ground this time with a grubber kick that's superbly balanced and just has to be dealt with by the fullback Drury Lowe to concede the dropout.
Well, they're doing their basics really well out of the USA. They're kicking the ball well, they're competing for the ball when they kick it. Paulo here puts his on a sixpence, and it's Priestley and
make sure making the 10 metres.
Trying to chase it down and get themselves an effort, and fullback has no option but to play that ball. Great chase from the USA team, Howard. They'll be pleased with the start, won't they?
Terry Matterson, the United States coach. I tell you what, that Daniel Howard wasn't far away from getting a hand on that either, was he? Which would have been a real result. United States already leading by those 8 points to 6. And to remind you, the bookmakers have been very much second favourites here. When we were chatting with Terry Matterson, I think he was saying that he'd seen odds of, well, 16-point start for the Cook Islands tonight.
2. Movement!
But they were expected to run this United States ragged, but the United States are doing well. They're putting in a performance, and they're running it tough. Here's Les Soleil again.
Hold it!
Samoa, Tui Samoa is on from the bench in the dummy half roll. A seeking run from Clint Newton. It was clobbered, absolutely clobbered. And it all threatens to kick off just a little bit. I think there was a face and a hand in the face of the referee for a moment.
That's not a bad thing. Not allowed, though.
Well, he's going to calm things down here.
Oh, dearie me.
mate, but you've got him straight
Clinton
ahead
Newton copped it.
after he's got... Mate,
Tetevano didn't miss him, did he? Wooshka. I don't know that was that illegal as such, but...
Well, it wasn't a shoulder charge, was
No, it wasn't.
Kind of his
No.
chest
I don't need you running
hit
it. Calm,
Newton's
calm,
shoulder.
Keep it nice and calm. Okay, here we are, boys.
But it is a penalty for the United States nonetheless. The high tackle the referee has decided. And here comes Soloway.
That's one.
Drives it in, but it's driven back. United States, 5 more of those to have a go here. It's with Samoa at dummy half again. Run back towards the middle. The ball is handed off to Offendal, who's trying to push them away. Offendal's doing well here. And eventually will be stopped, but again within sight of glory.
Line, line.
Samoa. And a big hit from Solai again. We've seen Bernard since he's been on from the bench.
They were short of numbers
Play ball.
desperately on their right-hand side there.
And another penalty. It's another
Play the rock.
repeat set here.
Clear the rough. Right there,
So the
please.
pressure is growing on this Cook Island line.
Anyway, here. 10 metres, guys. Yeah, no.
10 metres back they go. Tui Samoa.
Let's wait.
Ready to take the top. Oh, they're going for goal. They're going for goal. How about that for a belated decision? They teased and then said, you know what, we'll take the 2. What do you reckon?
I'd have played on that the Cook Islanders were rocking there, and this game's obviously going to be close. And here's we see the penalty and adjudicated. The Cook Islands player had his arms in on the tackle and trying to stop it. I think he dropped it cold myself, but it seems people their hands up at innocence, don't they? But the decision to take the kick is, well, we'll see at the end of the game and slow it down, take the 2. We saw how important last night goal kicks were.
Yep. And video refereeing decisions were a little bit important as well last night, weren't they? Those chalked off and those that were given. So Joseph Paulo settles himself here to add a little more weight. It would be his first successful kick of the night if it goes over, and he does. 1 out of 3 for Joseph Paulo. 10 points to 6. The United States lead here against the Cook Islands. And David Fairley in the middle there on the front row of that Cook Island bench, and Tony Ray alongside him as well up there. Will there be just a little concern at the moment?
Yeah, I think that's the let-off for the Cook. I thought they were rocking a little bit there. I would have been tempted, and I'm sure Terry Matters wasn't tempted, but they're worth their 4-point lead, the USA.
Is that an old North Sydney connection? Was Tony Ray at North Sydney as well back in the day?
Tony Ray was definitely at North Sydney. I don't know that Terry Matheson was.
David Fairley was.
Oh, David Fairley was, of course. Yeah, sorry.
Hold it.
Newcastle and St Helens as players.
Well, Tony Ray would have been the hooker.
Line, line.
So the United States, fueled by the ambition of success, are bringing it forward again. 2 penalties conceded by the Cook Islands so far. The United States with a clean sheet in terms of their discipline. Here's Tui Samoa. Running hard here goes Mark Offendal again. Well met, but he's managed to wriggle himself free. Peru does well to hang on, and
He's done well off the
Drag
bench as
down.
Offendal. He's given a little bit of punching in around the ruck when Pettibone left the field.
Priestley with a kick high. He was caught a little late there by Arona. I don't think it was that late, though. The referee certainly says play on. The United States having to keep it alive here. It's still on the 6. The kick, speculative from Paulo, is taken by Peterson, and he in turn is taken by Rapana, and it's taken out by Jordan Rapana
they like
and
that,
put
don't
out
they?
of play.
It's bubbling, this game, isn't it? There's little bits here and there. Peterson recovers this and get that in here. Go speak to the crowd. There's a bit of contact there on the Priestley. Adjudicated to be illegal. This game's going to warm up. It is warming up. It has warmed up. Watch this.
Hold it.
It's a lively night in Bristol. 28 minutes very nearly played. United States with an unlikely 10 points to 6 lead. And the Cook Islands looking for a response. They'll get a penalty. Just a little bit of a boot in the play of the ball.
Just going back to the goal-kicking debate, pretty much for the hour before the game, it rained quite heavily, didn't it? And that can affect things. So getting points on the board in this first half, if there's weather coming in, is important.
Svepala is looking for touch and has found it. So the Cook Islands will start this set here 5 meters inside the United States half. Anthony Gelling with the tap, taken on by Takarangi. This is Tangata, who's on from the bench. Position set with tackle one. Isaac John back on the inside for Dylan Napa, who bursts and gets the arms loose to offer the opportunity of an offload, but he keeps hold in the end. Takarangi again. There's a bit of width here, a bit of space in which to work, and out it goes towards Jordan Rapana, but Peterson's across there to close it down. They come back through the middle, and Gelling is caught by a gang of defenders and trying to offload, has given it away. Takaloa will pick it up. The referee says knock on. No advantage for the United States, so head and feet for them.
Really hungry, the USA, aren't they? They close down the play on the inside and keep Takarangi, keep him going, or no, it's Garvey, keep him going towards the sideline, and he can't get the ball free to get it back on the inside, and snapped up by the USA.
Well, they've come here with a mission, haven't they? They were slightly thwarted in the early stages of this campaign with an injury to Mark Cotoni, who's broken an arm, so will probably miss the rest of the tournament, although Terry Matheson was saying, as such is his attitude, he's staying around just in case it heals a broken arm in the next couple of weeks. Here's Zeb Tyre. Cook Islands picking up on a United States mistake. Tyre has it, and the Cook Islands find themselves 15 metres away with tackles in the bag. Dylan Napa with the original drive. Fepele and Takarangi with a step, bowling it back, and a miscommunication and a fumble by Dylan Napa, and the United States relieved just when it looked they were about to have a bit of hammer put on them.
Yeah, they've just not managed to create that kind of pressure yet. Takarangi on the inside, expecting Napa to be aware of that, and he gets clean bowled and it hits his chest and lets the USA up the hook. So the USA give the Cook Islands a freebie on tackle one from the scrum and get away with it.
The other player they're missing as well, the United States, Ryan McGoldrick. People might have been looking at the original squads and wonder why he's not here, but he's left because of personal reasons, hasn't he? You know a bit about Ryan McGoldrick. This kind of a game, he could have a big influence on this, couldn't he? His broken play running and the way he runs a game.
Yeah, he could, but he's not here.
He's not here. That's
no, he's not.
But he's a big miss for the United States.
Well, they're coping all right now, aren't they? The team spirit's intact. You can see how much it means to everybody, and the Cook Islands are going to have to show up a little bit of simpler rugby league than they're trying to play now, and get some field position and put some pressure on themselves.
Rolling it downfield, the United States, with energy and effervescence. But just as good is the attitude of the Cook Islands, with the shoulders going in off Adal. Put to ground the moment he hit that line. The effort by Dominic Peru from the New Zealand Warriors. Your old mate Matt Elliott's there. I think it was his first signing. The New Zealand Warriors, Dominic Peru. Here comes the kick from Craig Priestley. It's caught by Lulia. Just a little bit late, only a shade. He got there as soon as he could. Here's Lulia at dummy half, the Cook Islands. Now with Gelling crabbing across the face of that field. He had support on the outside as well from Peru. There's no stranger to that three-quarters position, but he didn't quite reach here, but it has been taken on here by Sam Brunton. Takarangi, it's all a little messy in the ruck. Referee says play on. No harm done in the end. Brunton shuffles in there. Here's a kick on the fourth. Chase back and a take by Christian Freed, who has a bit of room in which to run, but here comes that defence again.
Hold it here, boys. Hold it.
Zeb Tyre with the tackle.
8 minutes to the break.
Oh, get that into you.
Ready, wait.
It's a real smack. This is the winger, by the way.
Fire
It's the winger. What are the props doing? What are the second rows doing when the winger's doing that?
That's just a great get that into you, isn't it?
Get the hand off the ball.
And the penalty goes the United States way. Hand on the ball in the tackle. There's Stephen Howard, who plays in the Canberra Raiders Cup, doesn't he? Stephen Howard with the Tuggerong Bushrangers.
Cheers, Tony. Yeah, boys.
Garvey.
Move, King!
Samoa, Tui Samoa. Howard. Samoa rolls up again. 40 metres out. Looks where the big fellas are coming. Here's one of them, Junior Paul, down the middle. 3 of them got a hold. He's still got a stride or 2 further downfield, backwards. Samoa once more. Off the dial. Matched well enough, but 2 tackles to come. The United States shaping up nicely here. Priestley once more. This is Paulo. Across the line to the fullback, Freed coming into the line. Freed with a step away from 1 tackle. Wrestled by Takarangi. 15 out. Tui Samoa on the last. Joseph Paulo spinning it high. It's going to hang over that in-goal area, and not too much pressure in the end on Lulia. Lulia, who's taken it on the full, and it will be a tap back on the 20. I think Keith Lulia did him a favour here, didn't he?
Keith Lulia did really well. Ran a USA player off the ball to give him a clean catch, and I think the Cook Islands see the offload strategy that they have as a way of tiring this USA defence out, but they're staying strong at the moment, aren't they?
There's Drury Lowe with a little eye-catching run. Zeb Taylor. Clint Newton in danger of going high, so let go.
Ready, Joey?
Brunton. Now Mateora, Sam Mateora.
Movement! Line it!
Brunton again, rolls up at dummy half. He plays with the Mounties Club, by the way, the New South Wales Cup, and that's a real Cook Islands stronghold, the Mounties Club. Anyone's watching there?
Good ball.
Here comes Keith Lulia. Lulia with a step back on the inside. The defence was there to sandwich him in the end. The tackle from Tui Samoa was absolutely vital, but the Cooks still come. Tangata, and they're offside, the United States.
Well, Samoa does brilliantly well here. This is a fabulous offload from the substitute, and Keith Lulia's into the clear, and you back him every day of the week, but it's a great tackle from Freed. He just knocks him off his feet, and 6 more plays though for the USA here.
Mateora might not need them. Very nearly driving over on the very first. Brunton stands and waits. Throws it wide. Takarangi wider still. A step from Gelling. Well matched by Peterson, but Gelling's over. Has he touched this down? Well, the referee is jolly on the spot, but he isn't quite sure because the arms go up, squares in the air. We're going to have a look here through the video referee and Richard Silverwood to decide whether the Cook Islands are back level or not.
Okay, grounding. Still in possession. Looks held up there. Looks held up there. Anything else? Another angle, please. Mappy, it's held up. Anything else? Another angle? No. Okay, Ben, we're going to screen. It's going to be held up. No try. Held up. Tackle 2.
A really strong effort by the United States in defence has denied them this score. Stadium is informed that it is no try.
Well, they owe Joseph Paulo a beer there, Dave, because it was him. He got himself on the ball, and Gelling, to all intents and purposes, has wriggled and writhed his way over the line, but Paulo with the try saver.
Here's Takarangi. They're coming again, the Cooks. Mateora bundling and bustling it forward and finding a position right in front of the sticks. Less than 10 away. Isaac John running it wide. Here they come. Here they come. No stopping. Drury Lowe picked a path in which there wasn't a single USA defender and haired his way through. And the Cooks are level at 10 apiece.
Yeah, it was coming. A lot of pressure on the USA line in repeat set in essence, and Isaac John releases Drury Lowe out the back, and he's got plenty of support there with him, and the USA run out of numbers, and there's a hole there you can drive a truck through, and Drury Lowe's a lot quicker than a truck. He saw the hole, he got low, he got hard. 4-pointer for the Cook Islands. Good try, good speed. Just too much, it just cracked in the end, the USA defence.
Well, he's delighted. Drury Lowe from the Canterbury Bulldogs. And try the man he's been watching for most of this year, Ben Barber, would have been pleased with, running through that hole and finding the score. And what a time to score as well. 3 minutes before the break.
Well,
Kick to come here.
I thought he was coming, David. I thought the offload game was troubling the USA defence on 2 and 3 tackles, and then there's a couple of breaks, wasn't there? Adam Tangata got through and unleashed Keith Lulia. So this goal kick's important. We saw how last night goal kicks are really important here.
The Rapana's landed one so far tonight. Keeps his 100% record. And the Cooks almost certainly will be going in at the break with a lead of 12 points to 10. It's all square at the moment. Here comes Rapana and hoists it, and he's just put it wide. He has just put it wide, so it remains as close as it was about 39 minutes ago or so. 10 points apiece, nothing between these two teams.
Yeah, great pass from Isaac John, and all he has to do is get low. His speed's good enough to get Drury Low through the hole, and that's been created by this last 5 minutes of pressure, you'd have to say, from the Cook Islands.
Well, they'll just wait for the tee to come on before they can kick off again here. Clock stopped, so no time is being wasted in that respect. There's still 2 minutes and 16 seconds left of this first half. There is still an opportunity maybe for one side to claim an even greater scalp before that half-time hooter sounds. And it will be the Cooks who have the ball in their hands and running hard as well, and hit forward by Tangata.
Line, boys. Hold it.
So who's really caught your eye in this first half so far from these two sides?
I think for the USA, Joseph Paulo's been absolutely fantastic. He's run everything, he's kicked the ball well, he's organised the team, and he's had a fair bit of
Offside, not square, so the penalty goes the Cook Islands' way here.
Just got a little bit of ruck speed here, the Cook Islands, and they need to be careful here, the USA. It's just a minute before half-time. It's a dangerous period, and Cook Islands will want to exploit this minute. They've got a full set here, plenty of time to get 6 players in.
Well, it's a huge kick, and here they go. There's tackle 1. Anthony Gelling put down 20 metres away. Here comes tackle 2. The Cook Islands lined up, willing, ready. Hammered in by Zeb Taylor. The United States showing some resolve here in defence, and they'll need to. This is Brunton. Left to Isaac John. Step in by Sopoanga. It's Brunton again. John. Well, there's simply no way through. There's a wall of United States defenders, but Lulia, trying to keep it alive, has given it away.
They did well there, USA. I think they handled the play really well. Lulia trying to find the offload, it goes to ground, and USA now should get to the half on level peggings. There's the offload from Lulia, and the knock-on from Tangata.
Make sure you're near it. Stay on, boys.
Well, I think they'll get this scrum down.
Hold it, mate. Hold. Bind, guys, bind. Here we go.
Referee puts them together.
Play up. Whoa.
I think Isaac John rather fancied his chance of getting the ball back there off Craig Priestley. He rattled him in the ribs, but the referee says, hang on. Let's get it put in properly.
He saw a free shot his kidneys, didn't he? Didn't miss.
You can't strike. It's got to be him that strikes. Ball's got to go in first. Get your legs right.
So here comes the feed. It's just gone in before the hooter sounded. So the last to tackle of that first half, and the Cook Islands there in numbers to make sure the United States are not going to make anything of that final play. Really tight and tense and tough in that first 40 minutes, and honours are shared at the end of it as well. Half-time, United States 10, the Cook Islands 10. And I think they'll have enjoyed it, those fans here. A lot of them, we have to underline, a lot of them here, not really rugby league fans, have not seen a game of rugby league before, are here watching for the very first time, and I think they'll have enjoyed what they've seen in that opening 40
Yeah,
minutes.
me too. There's been lots of good contact. The weather conditions have improved to the point where there's no rain. There's a little bit of wind, which caused disruption early on in that half, didn't it? And Peterson had a bit of a shocker at the start, then redeemed himself with a try and a couple of carries from the kicks and couple of tackles, and they're into this, these two teams. And the Cook Islands, I thought the last 15 minutes showed the way that they wanted to play, with a little bit of structure, a little bit of offload, second phase football, promoting the ball, and obviously ending in the score for Low. just before the half that levels things up.
Well, it's a great venue here, the Memorial Stadium in Bristol, staging a rugby league match of this calibre for the very first time. There's more than a foothold of rugby league in this city already. The Bristol Sonics, you have to applaud what they've achieved over the last 11 years or so. They were only founded 11 years ago after a meeting in a pub from some rugby league supporters. And 11 years down the line, they've got 2 teams at open age level. One of the teams, the first team, is actually playing in Conference South, so they're not far away in that pyramid of leagues, are they? They've done well.
They've done really well. They're following the model of the game itself, wasn't it? Wasn't it the George Hotel, which is in essence the pub where they formed the game of rugby league in 1895?
I think we're going to get one of your viral dances again here.
Yeah, I love it. By the end of this tournament, I'll be doing this.
Should imagine the knees will give out before you get anywhere near doing this.
Watch this. It's replicating the actions of the game, isn't it?
So they tell us.
A couple of moves I'm not sure of that I was ever involved in, but I like it. You'll be doing this in your sleep tonight, Woodsy.
If I know you're staying in the hotel, I won't be getting any sleep. She knows the moves.
Yeah.
She's ready to go.
Television.
Halloween not far away, hence the masks. Live music here to keep us entertained at half-time. It's been a wonderfully entertaining first half so far, 10 points apiece. Arona thought he'd scored after only 3 minutes, but not given. Takairangi with that try to give the Cook Islands the early 6 points lead, with Rapana adding the goal. United States and Ferrymeyer, the winger, with a wonderful finish to make it 4 points to the United States and 6 to the Cook Islands. And then Matty Peterson, who'd had a bit of a nightmare earlier in the piece, with a finish in the 16th minute. 8-6, then a penalty kicked as well to make it 10-6. But just before the break, Drury Lowe finding a bit of a weakness in that United States defence and dashing through and managing to touch down. Rapana unable to convert, so 10-10 the half-time score here at the Memorial Stadium.
It's time to set the record straight. Betdaq charge new customers a maximum of 3% commission versus 5% at Betfair. That means more for you. So ask yourself, which sports betting exchange really gives you value? Betdaq, the sports betting exchange. Value you can bet on.
Go, Maya! Collect your first, second, or third Meerkat toy every time you buy car or home insurance or switch energy to comparethemarket.com. Simple! What?
League Weekly, the super newspaper bringing you super coverage of our super sport. Faster than a speeding Josh Charleyman, more powerful than a Burgess brother, and able to break huge stories in a single article. With reports by your favorite superheroes from all over the rugby league world. Is it a newspaper? Is it a website? It's League Weekly, your #1 rugby league newspaper. Subscribe now or pick up your copy in newsagents this Monday.
BT Broadband is the UK #1 for reliability, compared with all other major providers. It's totally unlimited for £16 a month. And for a limited time, it comes with 12 months free unlimited UK calls. Plus, you get BT Sport, which you can watch free online and on the Sky Digital satellite platform. So get totally unlimited broadband with 12 months free calls plus free BT Sport. A great deal from every angle. Call us today on 0800 800 950. But hurry, offer ends tomorrow.
He found his half-back partner, Priestley, who found a great speculator for Imo, and he finished in the corner like a good winger should, but that's a great ball. It needed catching as well. And Lilly is just not quite strong enough to stop the winger. So they take the lead. And again, it's from a kick, as we spoke about. Priestley with the up and under, the old-fashioned up and under, gets the bounce, and Peterson is an easy play after Tagaloa gets him into the corner. So there's Shipway with the catch. Tagaloa pushing for the corner, and Peterson, well, by his standards, that's an easy finish. And USA are not only on the ball, but in the front here. And here comes the Cook Islands on the wave, and it's that man Isaac John again out the back with good speed from Drury Law to finish the play. He was given the opportunity by the two Cook Islanders, showing at the line, leading at the line, attracting USA defenders, which opens up the space up for Drury Law, and 10-10.
With Betway, you can now bet in play on a massive range of sports via your mobile, tablet, Mac and PC. And with a free bet of up to £50 to get you started, wherever you are, you've never been so close to the action. Betway.com.
Kick back and enjoy the rugby match with an ice-cold taste of pure refreshment. Kingston Press, official cider of Rugby League World Cup 2013. Available in apple, pear and wild berry. Try Kingston Press cider for real cider lovers.
Go, Maya! Collect your first, second, or third Meerkat toy every time you buy car or home insurance or switch energy to comparethemarket.com. Simple! What?
I want to be serious about a serious subject, hair loss. And if you're serious about hair loss, talk to the specialists at Advanced Hair Studios Clinic, who also take it seriously. Their trichologists can formulate a program for you, and their strand-by-strand procedure can replace your hair like it did mine. So you'll receive expert advice all the way, like I did. Call a specialist at Advanced Hair Studios Clinic now. Call Advanced Hair Studio now on 0845 600 8899.
LoveRugbyLeague.com is the ultimate home on the web for rugby league news, stats and live scores. Join in the debate on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Show off your knowledge and win prizes in our fantasy league and tipping competitions. Keep up with everything Rugby League on our mobile app, available on iPhone and Android. Love Rugby League is your rugby league home on the internet. Visit LoveRugbyLeague.com today.
Last minute instructions. And what will they be saying, Brian Noble? What will we be expecting? What would you, as a player, expect to be hearing from both those two coaches at half-time?
Well, if I'm Terry Madison, I'm thinking the back end wasn't great of that half. I've got to keep this team in the belief and kick the ball well. Certainly early in this, I think early in this second half we'll see a huge effort from the Cook Islands to try and spring the trap, if you like, try and get in front. I think they'll keep playing, and they've been successful with a couple of offloads late on in that game, but the USA have had a rest now, so Terry Madison simply saying more of the same, please. Kick the ball into the corner. When we get to the right field positions, give the ball to Joseph Paulo and Priestley, and they'll manufacture something for them. They've proved a threat, haven't they? I've just thought towards the back end the running game of the Cook Islands was coming to the fore, and I think they'll be impressed in that. If we can look after the ball a little bit better, get to the right positions, then we'll see that injection of speed in the right areas of the field.
So the United States taking their part here ahead of this second half. Cook Islanders are already out there. There are some US fans here. We've seen them dotted around at this stadium throughout the night. Clint Newton, one of the more familiar faces in that United States lineup.
Trying to find a flag to work this wind out. I was trying to work it out in the first half because the ball was going everywhere, literally when it went up, but it didn't seem to have a dominant side, whether it was left to right as we look on the screen or right to left, and I think it could be a big advantage if it is right to left on our screens for the USA. But I don't know the answer.
Well, maybe we'll find out in the next 40 minutes.
Maybe we will.
Ben Thaler. I think he wants the ball dried here before it's kicked off.
He wants a kick into it.
T comes on, he's carrying a towel. I was just wondering if he's going to dry the ball to make sure he got the proper contact here. Joseph Paulo.
He's played well, hasn't he, Joseph Paulo, you have to say. It's been impressive. Offendale was good off the bench. Pettibone, bang, he's been good. Newton's been good. Picking on.
He's the older brother, isn't he, of Junior Paulo? Boy, there's some brothers in this competition. I think it's either 9 or 10 sets of brothers in this World Cup. And here we go, Joseph Paulo getting us underway again for this second half. United States and the Cook Islands both eager to lay their mark on this World Cup in this their first outing here in Bristol tonight.
I've been impressed with Tangata off the bench for the Cook Islands. He's no nonsense, isn't he? Gets his legs pumping and tries to find the ground when he hits the line.
The Cooks looking wide early on, looking for a channel. United States eager to make sure they stay right there inside that half. Zeb Taylor almost up to the 40-metre mark. Decent opening set here for the Cooks after kick-off. Little dash from Brunton. On that halfway line, that's the 5th, so here comes the kick. Oh, it's charged down, and an opportunity here maybe that's going to be taken by Paulo. Paulo for the corner. What about that for a start for the United States? Joseph Paulo, the big man, getting his body in the way of the kick, and the wherewithal to grab a hold of that ball, and a dash for the corner that really lifts the United States here.
Well, a brilliant charge down for Paulo. Gets every other so slow to set his kick up, Takarangi, and he gets the bounce on the charge down to Paulo, and he's just got to make the corner. He knows he's going to do that. Takarangi desperately trying to make amends for his kick charge down, and after such an impressive exit set, such an impressive set from the Cook Islands, the kick is charged down, and Joseph Paulo finishes in the corner and completes what is a good game he's having at the moment.
Well, Parramatta fans will not be surprised, I'm sure, by what he's been doing here tonight. And Joseph Paulo with a little grin for the camera. And the United States continue to put those odds against them behind them and say, you know, it doesn't matter what other people think, we have belief.
It's just those little 1%ers that coaches like Terry Mattison will be thrilled with that, because the Cook Islands within the ascendancy, you can have a scruffy defensive setup we saw there from the USA, but if you can manage to put pressure on the kick on the last play, it provides dividends, and no more dividends there than the 4-pointer.
So Paulo, having scored the try, has a chance to add the 2. Talked about the importance of the kicks here tonight. This is a big one again. 4 points to lead at the moment. Paulo tries to swing it in. It's not bad, but it's not quite good enough. It has just gone wide. But the United States lead again by 14 points to 10. And what a start for them to this second half.
It's just the start they needed, and Takairangi takes an age to get his kick away, and even at this level, Joseph Paulo catches him out, gets the ricochet on the bounce, because they can literally go anywhere, and Takairangi, although desperation's trying to take place, just can't get back.
So the United States have possession for themselves here.
One. Move! Wait, boys, wait. Good. Keep coming. Okay. 2. Movement! Set! 2. Go.
Just hearing news, by the way, that the United States have been given a little bit of a penalty here, because they named their side 1-13.
Good, hold it.
But they actually started the match tonight with Junior Paulo on the bench and Mark Offerdal actually on the field, and Offerdal's wearing number 15.
Yes.
So that has now gone down as one of their interchanges. And they've made 6 interchanges now as a result of that.
That may tell at the back of the game, and whoever filled the team sheet, I've been there, whoever filled the team sheet,
This is getting scrappy. This is getting scrappy, but Paulo's making it, straightens things up. Here's Tagaloa, puts the kick in at the very last. It's taken by Drorillo. And he runs into a posse of United States defenders.
Well drilled, this American team out there. Were chased down on the kick. Managed to find an exit clause and a kick from Tagaloa.
You have to say the credibility of International Rugby League really has gone up a notch or two of this last couple of weeks, hasn't it? The success of this World Cup, the fabulous matches we're seeing, and some of the results. You know, the United States, as we mentioned earlier, winning in France. That is some turnaround against what was a fairly strong French side. The Italians winning against England. I know England were undercooked, and there are all kinds of excuses for that, but even so, international football is to be taken seriously. And it simply has to grow, surely, after this tournament. Here's the kick.
That's a great kick.
John over the head of Farameo, who runs it back. And he's slid back.
Wait here, boys. Hold it. Hold it, Zeb.
Answer to you.
Well, there's just a hand in the face now. That's a ridiculous penalty to give away, wasn't it? Keith Lulia really should know better.
Well, something's gone on. They disagreed about the burgers in Bristol or something, because something's gone on here. So there was a few words there, and Farameo has a poke on him and won't let go of him. And
oh, it's going off at the back again here. We're watching this replay. Meanwhile, on the field, it's just going off a little bit again, but it's calmed down now. There you see the face.
Gives him a bit of a facial, doesn't he? You know what? Just let go of him. It'll be interesting to see which way the penalty goes here, because I think Farameo starts this by grabbing hold of Lulia's jumper and bringing me down onto the ground.
Tony Martin, the touch judge on the far side, explaining what he saw. There you are, the thumb in the eye. Well, that's not nice to see, is it?
I'm doing him as well, but the first offence will feel you've got your hand in his face, so you don't see your hand in. No, mate, listen, you should be holding it down to you. Keep on the move, let's keep your hands to this side, go away.
Well, it's a double whammy here for the Cook Islands, because, I mean, if Keith Lulia had just got up and carried on and gone back and got himself ready for the next tackle, the United States had a lot of hard labour to do to get out of that right corner. Now they've got a kick downfield and 6 more tackles to come.
That's the kind of discipline you can't afford at this international level, and going back to your point about the international game, it's the
Halfway,
game,
boys.
it's the players, it's the
Ready, boys,
tournament
hold
that's
it.
tipped off.
Hold it.
We've seen some cracking games, and Lolia didn't need to do that.
So the United States, Boyd.
One, movement!
Romeo,
Ready, boys,
Driving
ready,
it in.
wait. Good.
Clint Newton. Battering his way forward, but he's battered back again. Good effort by the Cook Islanders.
Go.
Oh my word. That's driven in by Junior Paolo, copying the initiative of his older brother.
Line here, buddy. Hold it. Hold. Good.
Priestley. Pettybourne.
4. Release. No.
Samoa. Joseph Paolo, and into the line comes Stephen Howard, who very nearly made that break, but he's just grabbed around the ankles and put down with the 6th tackle looming. So Joseph Paolo puts the kick high. It's Drury Lowe who's not going to get anywhere near it because Rapana has claimed it for himself, the winger who came in and made a very good catch.
Great catch from Rapana, and a bit of kick pressure on
Holding.
Paolo there. For
Joey.
didn't
Joey.
miss him, did he?
Okay, now.
Karangi it was again, and trying to make amends for when he was.
Move.
Matt
Joey,
Peterson
10
trying to
meters. Hold
be a
it.
cannonball.
Nearly hurt himself there, didn't he?
3, release.
Often happens.
Matty Peterson. So picked up a dummy half by Brunton, and on come the Cook Islands again. Having been stung by that early score from the United States in the opening minute of this second half. And they have a penalty, getting a little indisciplined, the match as a whole here.
Well, that is a penalty. Junior Paolo clinging on far too long onto the... it was Zeptea that he clung onto, and there's a free penalty here, and too long in the tackle. Get off him, boys. That's what the referees are saying to him. And
10 boys.
Well, the Cook Island drummers are just
Over 10
beating out a
wait.
steady rhythm. You like a drum, don't you?
I love a drum. There was some big drumming band before entertainment.
Here comes Taya, 35 metres away. Rolled on by Brunton, and up come the big fellas again to try and slice this United States defence open if they can. Brunton wants to get off and saw a little bit of a gap and would have a dash. But there's a big fella there in Dylan Napa who made sure that that was closed behind him. Now it's moved to his left-hand side. Out! And a real opportunity for Lulia! Lulia! The number 2 is over in the corner. And the Cook Islands are back level again. And it's Lulia who slides them back to parity.
Well, it's the axis, Isaac John, and Drury Lowe again out the back, and this time he misses Keith Lilia straight to his brother Lilia. Won't have an easier score. Get their numbers right this time, the Cook Islands, and Isaac John out to Lowe and miss out Keith Lilia for an easy score for Lilia. And what a super play from the Cook Islands. Good finish.
Good finish, and it sets up this second half in a tantalising fashion as well, doesn't it? All square again with that kick to come on that far touchline. It's with Shell Harbour, Lulia, if you don't know much about him, the New South Wales Cup. It's that's St George's feeder club, isn't it, Shell Harbour? Brother of Keith, can play in the second row, but tonight we're seeing him on the wing. And David Fairley looking on and feeling maybe a little more happy as a result of what he's just seen. You've coached against him, haven't you? Certainly you've coached against him. He was St Helens 2001. Were you Bradford coach in 2001? Challenge Cup final? Was that the one at Twickenham? The dreadful cup final at Twickenham?
The dreary one.
Yeah.
Would have been brilliant had we won, but it was dreary.
He played in that game, didn't he? David Fairley put forward for St Helens, who did win that game. Remember Sean Long kicking you to death, didn't he, that day?
And they did.
So here comes the attempted conversion from that. Oh dear, he's not hit that very well, has he? He should have got out the pitching wedge, and he took out the 3-iron, and he scuffed that anyway. So it's gone wide underneath. It remains 14 points apiece. He's going to be a little hoarse tomorrow, isn't he? All the shouting he's been doing. Back to the trough, and here's the try.
Yeah. Great play from John and Lowe. It releases Lilia. Get their numbers. Bit of a poor decision on the right-hand side there by Garvey.
There you go. Stand by.
He comes up and in, and his winger stays out to try and make the play, but it wasn't going to happen.
Joseph
Created the
Pallo.
numbers.
Sorry, Brian. Joseph Pallo with the restart, and here come the Cook Islands again, who look to be fueled with a little fire here. They suddenly feel that the United States are there to be maybe not pushed over, but maybe bulldozed over, and the big fellas are up to the task here. They want a bit of the action, get their side downfield as quickly as possible. Latest attempt by Tangata. 40 metres away, the drums are beating now for the Cook Islands, and well they might. Zeb Tyre on drive number 4. 10 minutes of this second half played. There comes the kick from Isaac John. He's found the touchline, and the United States will have to start with possession, but only 10 metres away from their own line.
They'll be really pleased with that, the Cook Islanders. Certainly Isaac John will be. 5 great carries, established a kick, and now established field position. You watch this line now from the Cook Islands. They'll be looking to put a lot of pressure on the USA coming out of their own end.
Well, they showed their enthusiasm. They showed they'd lifted, didn't they, on that last set with ball in hand.
Make sure you're moving in that row.
Let's have a look at how ferocious they go here.
No spinning now, mate. The jacket. No spinning.
They won't want to miss any.
Okay. Stay in, boys.
They want to make sure that they hit, and hit hard.
Okay, stay up.
You see, they haven't missed many so far. 9 tackles. Well, not missed many compared to the United States, who've missed 19 tackles so far.
Well, they scrambled hard for each other, the USA, but
wait there.
a couple of decisions on the read there on the try. There we go.
There goes 2 of them.
Movement!
Getting their man and pushing him back.
Wait.
United States have already used up 2 tackles, so they need something big here from Eddie Pettybourne.
3. Move!
Handled.
Hold it here, boys. Hold it here. Hold.
3 gone.
Third one. Good.
Another big urge and surge.
4.
But up goes Offerdal and down
10 metres.
onto that whitewash, only 30 metres away. That's 4 tackles. The exit is not maybe as far as they would have hoped here. That's 5 gone, so they're going to have to kick from behind their own 40-metre line. Priestley puts boot to ball. It's going to skid towards Drury Lowe, who picks it up and has got an awful lot of time here. And Lulia will run it back. And the United States finally get there to their man. But he's going to start 35 metres out.
We've just seen the element of pendulum swing here. A little bit of field position being established by the Cook Islands and getting more and more into the USA half, and will tell towards the back end. Remember, they lost a substitution because of an administrative error. Here's Lulia, Keith Lulia, keeping the ball free.
Keeps it alive. It's all rather scruffy. They've lost it. It's Matthew Peterson who drops on it. And maybe a little too desperate on that occasion.
I'm not sure it's a great play from Lulia.
Tackle
because it's giving the USA the field position and the desperation and the dive to get the ball, but Lulia putting his team under pressure early in the tackle count when they'd just done a couple of tough things and established a little bit of field position, and then loose play, I think, from Keith Lulia.
Tui Samoa on to Priestley. Priestley looks and sees where they're coming from. Freed is one option. Freed puts it wide, and out they go, looking for a way through. Battling forward goes Farameo, who's going to be stopped, but only 20 metres away, so they'll look for the middle again. Newton now shapes to pass and then takes them on.
Movement!
Effort by him, as it has been all night. Samoa, little grab from the ankles, and a take on now by Eddie Pettybourne, who's put the United States close. Samoa will pick up from dummy half. He went maybe not.
Wow, just held out. Things happen after Pettybourne carries, don't they? And again, a thing happened, and
Sam, where there, please, Sam.
Just couldn't quite get there.
Go.
Sam Brunton. No, sorry.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
To Samoa.
It's well watched by that Cook Island defence, though, wasn't it?
Back here, boys.
They were ready.
High tackle, coach.
Penalty for the high tackle.
So look, was there a high tackle? Slipped up off his arm. He's got a case for it, hasn't he?
There's a case there for Clint Newton being penalised for tackling his own man high.
You can't get penalised for that, can you?
Clint! Good.
So the Cooks are off again. Well, that's a nice little piece of football, isn't it?
Great football.
Peru, was it Peru? It wasn't. It was Mateora.
He's been impressive off the bench as well, hasn't he, Mateora? They've had a bit of a lift from their bench people.
2.
Tangata, Mateora.
Line, hold the line, hold it. Good. Help. 3. Release. But they hold it.
Looking to make
hold
progress.
It. Hold it. 3. Good.
Samoa picks himself up. and has a jiggle forward. Here's Taya.
4, release, 10 metres. Hold it, hold 4.
Brunton again. Isaac John. Numbers here, maybe.
5, release. Okay.
On down the blind side, it's taken here by Gelling. There's Endeavour for you, but
dropped it.
He knocked on.
Saw the hole and couldn't take the ball with him through it.
Wait there, boys.
Dropped it. He was looking for the offload as well, was Gelling.
Wait there.
Gelling. You see, it was a good tackle from Peterson, wasn't it? Disrupted the ball.
Full marks for Enterprise there, though, wasn't it, from Anthony Gelling? He had a go. He's been at Wigan, hasn't he, for this last couple of years? He's not played that often. He's not been a regular player in that Wigan side, Anthony Gelling, but he's kind of growing into the role.
Move! Hold it here. Zeb, hold it here. Good.
Skipping, jumping run from Joseph Paulo.
Here, boys, back to 10, back to 10, good.
Pettiborn again, winding himself up and rattling it in.
4, release him!
No deception in him, is there?
Samoa.
If you can.
This is Priestley, the scrum half. Dummying to the
5,
runners
release.
to his right.
Hold it! Hold! Good.
Samoa. Oh, the kick under pressure, the Cooks have done well to charge that down.
Tackle 1!
It is another set, though. Referee says 6 more tackles to go.
Tackle 1.
As Freed runs it forward again.
And there's the element of luck you need. We saw earlier at the start of the second half that Paulo gets the charge down and it bounces kindly for him. He gets the score. Cook Islands here with the charge down on Paulo. 6 more plays to the USA.
You're not a big fan of the charge down, are you? You don't coach the charge down, do you?
Yes, you coach the kick pressure, you coach everything that comes with it, but I just don't. Nobody knows where the ball's going to go. That's the issue.
Here's Freed.
5! Release! Hold it, boys, hold it! Go!
Samoa. It's going to be put high here by Paulo. It's got a bit of wet on it when it comes down. It's swirling all over the place, and Drury Lowe, under those circumstances, did well.
Did really well. Kept his eyes on the ball, concentrated, right by his sticks, so he's always an off-putting. Great kick from Paulo as well. Was moving around, spiral bomb.
Hold it!
Well done, Drury Lowe. Great catch.
Cook Islands looking to get themselves out of trouble and downfield as quickly as possible. Time ticking by, 23 minutes still to play, so there's an awful lot of time for this script to be rewritten, screwed up and rewritten again, but as it stands, it's tight.
Yep, 5. Release! We are, boys.
That's
Keep
5.
tackle, hold!
Dive to the ground by Tetevano.
Not in, not in. Knees. Well.
It's a careful take. No risks on that occasion by Christian Freed.
Oh.
Movement!
Isaac John.
Body slammed like WWF.
Hold! Go.
Here's Peterson.
2, surrender.
It's just that nervous middle part of it. Which team's going to take a risk to break something over? They're all going to rely on. He carries the ball strong, doesn't he?
Hold it!
Priestley. Oh, it's another big hit, but I think there was a shoulder. There was a shoulder from one of the Cook Island defenders. So again, a penalty for the United States, coming up to the hour mark, and maybe a chance for them in this set to really take a grip here.
Is this a shoulder charge? I think he had his hands on him. It's a tough call for me.
It's hard to see that, isn't it? I'm not sure where that shoulder charge came from.
He's called it a shoulder charge. He had his arms around him.
Well, the United States are not going to argue because they get the penalty and they get the position here, and a wonderful opportunity again now as Howard will just take it in. Less than 20 away, 5 tackles to go. Pettiborn.
2. Movement! Line, boys!
Tui Samoa, or Stewie as he's known to his mates, up from acting half. Paulo across that line again. It's Christian Freed who's in the line, and wide left to Peterson, who decided it was too tight to the touchline to have a go down that route, so came back in field and was almost dragged out of play, wasn't he? Tagaloa picks it up.
4.
United States are set fair here. 10 metres away. Samoa. Paulo.
No.
Oh, if he got that pass away, there were willing runners. He's lost it. The referee says play on! And a score from Tui Samoa, but it has to be confirmed here. You rather fancy that Ben Thaler knew that he was going to get over the try line, so waited on the decision. and he's given it to the video referee to make that decision here. So let's hear from Richard Silverwood.
Okay, checking for a knock-on. Need something tight in there, please. Another angle on that, please. Turns. Offloads backwards. Looks to go backwards out of the hands. Backwards. Definitely backwards. Forward through. Okay, going to the board. It's going to be a try, Ben.
Tui Samoa from the Redcliffe Dolphins has just written his name large across this competition with a try that puts the United States ahead again. The hour mark looms, 20 minutes left to play, and it tilts slightly in the United States' favour.
Well, this is a good try from Samoa. Paulo here was trying to offload the ball and was trying to bring it back in, and the ricochet from Napa, I think, and knocks the ball out. It goes backwards. And Samoa's off like a dog out of trap 3, and he wasn't going to be stopped, and he was under the sticks. He picked up the Paulo here trying to bang, and ricochet on the offload, and deemed to go backwards, and off goes Samoa.
And here comes the kick, which is over. It is over, and it's 20 points to 14. The United States lead. They are back ahead. Noses in front once more.
There's the offload out the back door, if you like. I think he lost control of the ball, but he went backwards, and Samoa picked up the pieces.
So the restart from the Cook Islands, who need to rev it up again here. United States, who would have picked if they are going to hang on and win this? And there's an awful long time to go, so let's not get carried away just at this stage, but not many would have picked the United States before this game tonight, certainly before this tournament, but my word, what a couple of weeks they are having as Offerdal drives it in. Who would have picked Scotland last night against Tonga, or Italy against Wales before this tournament began? There are upsets in rugby league land abound.
Okay, fellas, wait,
and the United States are just winding themselves back towards the halfway line again. This is Howard.
Hold it, makes it square, Mark.
Priestley. I think he slipped there, Petitborn, didn't he?
Stand up! Hold it, boys. Good.
Certainly felt it afterwards. The kick from Priestley. Drurillo's going to let it bounce, but safely. It's a kind bounce from the Cook Island fullback.
Move!
Carry from Gelling. That's what he's good at. He's a great ball carrying it. Gets his head around that. And
hold it! Hold it!
Fepelani. Up it goes, and Dylan Napa. I think he left his mark on James Graham this year, didn't he, in the NRL? Dylan Napa and one or two others with those big hits of his sometimes. Arona on to Keith Lulio. This is lively, sprightly stuff from the Cooks. It's a quick play the ball as they go chasing it here. A run by Fepelai, who's got it away. Arona's put down within sight. 8 strides to go. 1 tackle left. John with a kick to the right-hand side over the in-goal area. Peterson's got up there. He's got a hands to it. They're all grabbing it. They're all grabbing it. They're all claiming some little piece of glory here, either in defence or attack. And the referee's not sure again. Ben Thaler has handed up to the video referee, Richard Silverwood, once more.
Okay, check onside first. Looks onside. Can't see the winger. Have you got anything showing the winger, please? Okay, did we get a call from the touch judges calling onside? We did. Cleared that. Okay, we'll call that onside. Okay, we need something close up again on that, please. On the challenge. Looks a bit challenging on that. Can we just have a look at that again, please? Two guys challenging for the ball. Touches Cook Islands player. Looks to go forwards. Yeah, we need that again, please. And again, I just want to see what that comes off. That last shot looks as though it comes off Peterson. Peterson's arm there. Off Peterson. I'm happy it comes off Peterson. Yeah, we need another angle on the grounding then, please. So it's not. Another angle on that, please. This is the one, slow. Jog that back again, please. Cook Islands, they've got the hand on there. Yep. Happy it's a try. Going to the board, Ben. Try.
Dominic Peyrou is going to be given the try here. Yes, he is. Confirmation to a big roar. I don't think there's any disguising the fact that the majority in here want the Cook Islands to get something from this game. And Dominic Peyrou with the score, 2018, a kick to come. It should be level again in a moment, Brian.
Yeah, it's a great kick again from Isaac John. He's been pivotal tonight to the Cook Islands. Great competition from Rapana, and then Dominic Peyrou, just for our viewers, simultaneous grounding if he's adjudicated that way. Benefit of the doubt to the attacker. Dominic Peyrou fights really hard to get his hand on that ball. He's pretty confident that he's got there anyway before freed, and you have to say that Rapana's leap, I think it hits him on the head and the ricochet, and then great work from Peyrou.
Dominic Peyrou. He had a claim for playing for a few nations in this tournament, but he picked the Cook Islands, and boy is he pleased, and they're pleased that he did. Rapana puts it over, 20 points apiece. It's another absolute thriller here at Bristol. It is all square, 20 points apiece as we go into the final quarter of the game. 17 minutes, 16 and a half minutes left to play. Who's going to claim this one? Are we going to see our first draw of this Rugby League World Cup 2013? It's hard to choose. What we do know is there's going to be lots of those big hits in these final minutes. Napa to his feet to play it. The Cook Islanders looking for more of the meaty stuff down the middle. Anything it takes to get them downfield here in this particular set. And the United States are steeling themselves for a big defensive stint. Now they come blind. A step back on the inside by try scorer Peyrou. Still short of the halfway line. Up and played. And run forward again. Here's Arona. Carries it inside United States territory on the 5th. So this will be the last. Fepolaini puts it back. It's Isaac John with a kick. Oh, and he's found a bit of ground, which makes it a little more awkward than it might have been for Freed. But he's dealt with it well enough. But what about that chase?
Great chase. They're ready for this, the Cook Islands, and this is the challenge. Remember, they lost an interchange, the USA, so it's going to be hard to freshen their people up. And the Cook Islands don't need to, though. They front load their energy here and restrict the territory for the USA. They're in the arm wrestle and the crack process now. They've got back level.
Who do you want to win is the question for those watching at home. There'll be many of those who have got an emotional investment in one side or the other, but plenty of neutrals looking on. Pick your winner now, pick your favourite. It's going to be a terrific ride between here and that full-time hooter. Taken in by Clint Newton, spun to the ground on the 5th. So wide it goes again, and Joseph Paulo looking for a kick, hoping for a slip here from Drury Low. Collected it well. The defensive line was up there, very enthusiastically, very well again from the United States.
Hold it, boys. Hold it, boys. Good.
14 and a half left in the game. Here comes Napa, Dylan Napa.
Tough kid, isn't he, Dylan Napa?
He has that reputation. Only made his NRL debut midway through the last season, but he really has come on leaps and bounds. Collected by Fepulai. Tetevana hammering it in on the arm free, wanted the offload, it's given it away to the wrong man. Priestley has it. The cheeky little scrum half with the red scrub cap. You can't miss him. And the offload didn't miss him. Tetevana's given it away, so the United States have it again here. That was Offerdal.
Oh, here's the offload. Was it needed? He certainly had his pocket picked, didn't he, by Priestley. He's been all over the place, hasn't he?
Stand up.
Picked up by Samoa. Forward by Luani. Right to Paulo. Wider still. Garvey's going to be hammered. 25 yards out. 5 tackles gone. This is the last. Priestley again. It's a horrible night that the ball is flung into. It was taken well in the first instance by Rapana, but then he's knocked it on.
It was Offendal forced the error, was it? Or Howard?
United States get head and feed 10 metres out. Well, the way the scoring has gone in this game, it's been you score, we score, you score again, we score again. And that pattern might just be about to re-emerge. The rain is absolutely lashing it down. You might not be able to tell from your TV there. You can tell from that shot, absolutely lashing down here.
And it'll make a big difference. If you're a right end of the field, you can force errors with the people coming out with the ball, but they've got the ball here, the USA. Stay here. Every chance of winning, every opportunity.
Joseph Paulo takes his time. In it goes. Out it comes to Priestley now. Priestley putting it back in for the big centre. Garvey to have a run back in there, but he's going to be tackled still 10 yards away, but 5 tackles to come. The United States started the night as underdogs, but the underdogs biting back here just at the moment as Pettybourne is wrestled to the ground. The fans, the majority of them in here, I think, want to see the Cooks win, but it's the United States who are poised just at the moment in the better place. 12 and a half to go. Tui Samoa has to be patient. Back to Paulo, Joseph Paulo. The rain still hammering down here as Offerdal drives it in. It's real attritional stuff in the nastiest of weather. Left to Joseph Paulo. Where are the runners? Here comes Freed. Freed carries it in again. But the Cooks' defence is immense and enormous and almost dragging their man. In desperation, the ball is trying to be kept alive. And the referee says a knock-on against the Cooks. It'll be the United States that gets head and feed here. Well, hang on, because he's got to have a word with the touch judge on this near side. This is Jamal Thompson, the New Zealand touch judge. And he's given it the Cook Islands way.
They needed that, the Cook Islands. I think he's adjudicating what's adjudicated here. The USA player was out of touch.
Well, he has given the scrum head and feed. Penalties are level, by the way. And out comes Anthony Gelling. And back he goes, a strider too. Both sides lifting it now. The stage of the game where it really is beginning to hurt both limb and mind, but both needing to be strong here to grasp something from this match, the opening encounter for these two sides at this Rugby League World Cup. They want a win. Takarangi. In fact, it's Orona who's put down. Spin and a drive from Dylan Napa. But that's tackle 5.
Hold the 10, hold.
Those tackles have already been eaten up by a hungry United States defence. The kick from Isaac John is taken well enough by Freed. And run back here by Michael Garvey from the Pennsylvania Bulls.
He is a bull as well, isn't he?
Ready.
Peterson from the other side.
the 10, boys. Hold the 10. Hold it, good.
Pick up and a drive again from Garvey. 7,247 by the way in here tonight, and given where we are, the geography of this situation, that's a terrific crowd again. This World Cup keeps delivering the unexpected crowd figures, and it keeps delivering the unexpected matches, which are keeping us very entertained. Half a break made by Daniel Howard. This now is Joseph Paulo. The kick charged down under pressure. It'll go towards the touchline. The referee will make a decision here of head and feet to the United States. So 6 more, 10 metres inside their opponent's half.
Oh, there's the kick philosophy again. You charge it down, it can go anywhere. We've seen one great result from Joseph Paulo from the Americans where they get the bounce, and we've seen 2 great kick pressures, but a couple of charges down have gone against Cook Islands.
Well, that's a perm that'll be getting a little bit ruined in the rain, isn't it? But I'm not sure he's too concerned about that at this stage.
Okay, Joey.
Joseph Paulo with the feed. Here comes Matthew Patterson.
Wait here, boys. Wait.
Cook Islands have been involved in a draw before in World Cup competition. You go back to the 2000 and they drew with the Lebanon. 22 points apiece, but they got hammered by New Zealand in that group, 84-10, and by Wales 38-6, but at least they got a point. Can they hang on to something here? The United States are threatening to leave them empty-handed, albeit all square at the moment. 3 tackles to go in this set. 9 minutes left to play. Left it comes again. The dummy, the double pump, the drive, the big hit forward. And has Offerdal got in? All eyes on the referee who's given it. And Mark Offerdal has bullied his way over. And the United States, possibly decisively, have taken the lead with 8.5 minutes to go.
It's a great line from Offerdal, and Joseph Paulo's had a terrific game. He needed his willing runner in Offerdal, but just delayed the pass long enough to give Offerdal a jump on his opponent, and unfortunately Drury lost no chance of stopping him with that kind of speed and that kind of effort, and spins in the tackle and finishes the play. Wow.
So Offerdal with the try, Mark Offerdal. And the United States lead by 24 points to 20, with a kick to come and not too many minutes left to play. Terry Matterson is animated at the moment, as well he might be, because he's had some big nights in his career, hasn't he, as a coach? Castleford Tigers latterly. But this, I'm sure, will measure up with many of them. So Offerdal's try. Joseph Paulo, who was very much instrumental in setting that try up, with a kick here. A massive kick from Paulo. He's put it left and has given the Cook Islands a real hope of still snatching a win from this game. 24-20 with 7.5 minutes left to play. It is still there to be won and lost.
Well, this bloke's a man of the match for me, Joseph Paulo. Offerdal's a willing runner and needs to hit the right hole and needs the right line and gets over the line, does the tough stuff if you like, but Joseph Paulo that created that hole for him.
So here we go, Cook Islands overrunning it. We're going to have a false start here. Have to take it again. Jordan Rapana getting his teammates ready. What's he gonna serve up here? He's going to hit it low and hard. Rattles the shins of Priestley and rattling the shoulders of those Cook Island defenders. That big burst forward by Les Soloway. United States looking to eat up the ground and get themselves downfield to more relative safety. Make the Cook Islanders' task even more difficult if they can get it downfield. But that's 3 gone. 6.5 minutes to go. Newton running hard, finding one gap, almost finding another. Sheer determination from Clint Newton. Wanted to get there and made sure he did. Paulo offers it on. Good hand again to Offerdal. Offerdal has taken it 25 out, but that's the last tackle. Well, that's the 5th at least. Here comes the last. The kick is hoisted high by Joseph Paulo. Down it comes, difficult again. Oh, what a chase! What a chase by Craig Priestley! And if he was onside there, that's a match winner. Absolutely devastating. be the moment the United States claim a debut win, depending on the decision from Richard Silverwood.
Okay with that, all onside. Catch. Just need to see if he gets it down before the dead ball line. Again, real slow, please. I think he does. First glance, he gets it down first. Caught. Try. Going to the board, Ben. Try.
It's going to be glory, glory, hallelujah. United States with a try and surely a win. And it's the boy from New York, Craig Priestley, who has done Uncle Sam proud. What a moment.
A breathtaking catch from Priestley. Unbelievable chase in the first place. Great from the USA. And Paulo puts it up again, but he sprints. He just doesn't give up. Flies like Superman. They got the stars and stripes on them. The Superman badge is out there. He just, I don't know, he just sticks. Sometimes they just stick, runs between the defenders, and he gets the ball down before the dead ball line.
Well, we've seen Captain America in the crowd here tonight. We've just seen Captain America on the pitch. He looks the part, doesn't he? With that skull cap of his, 28-20, the celebrations of a victory you saw in that moment. The kick goes over, 30 points to 20. We've got 5.5 minutes left to play. And surely there's no way back for the Cook Islands here. The United States on their World Cup debut are heading for a win.
Time's up. Time's up.
Brilliant, brilliant catch. Well done, Craig Priestley. Well done.
To get it down as well, to get it down before he went out of play. Now there's the restart, which has gone straight out of play. The Cook Islands, desperate for a miracle, haven't found it. And it's going to be a penalty for the United States on the halfway line and a chance just to calm things down.
Well, they'll kill the clock. Had to kick the ball short with a view to getting it back, but it's way out. And that's a penalty to the USA on halfway, and they'll just slow this game down as much as they possibly can.
Priestley smashes it out of play. The United States will take it. Garvey runs it in, and 15 metres away, and then 10 metres away from that Cook's line. He's put down. You just wonder how much fighting spirit has been drawn out of this Cook's defence here. The United States are going for the kill. Les Soloway. It's taken 4. And a quick game of Ringa Roses to stop him getting over that line. It's spun back again. United States in their pomp, loving every minute of this, knowing that it is their night and their match. Tui Samoa. This is Joseph Paulo. Runs it back to the right. Priestley, Newton, and still it goes wide, and still it goes wide, and then a battering ram run from Feremeo, who's only 5 yards out when he stopped. Paulo playing the fancy dance stuff now, as he has throughout the night. Joseph Paulo, full of confidence, full of tricks. And a penalty right in front of the sticks. And at 30 points to 20 with 3.5 minutes to go. Surely it's a case of just pop this over the post, isn't it?
Yeah.
And by the way, he's our man of the match as well, Joseph Paulo, tonight. The press, the written press have chosen that, but Brian Noble, I don't think, for once, you won't disagree with the written press here.
No, I was going to say they've got one right at last, but the law of averages said that they might. He thoroughly deserved it. He's been super tonight. He's ran everything for the USA team and organised them and dictated them around, and thoroughly deserved the award.
Well, he can take that swig of water and it'll feel like fine wine for Joseph Paulo, because he can settle himself here. The clock continues to tick away. It's not a popular win locally because, as we mentioned, the Bristolians here wanted the Cooks. They've taken them to their hearts in this last couple of weeks, wanted them to be winners. But in the world of rugby league, this causes just a bit of a stir. Joseph Paulo slots it over. 32 points to 20. It's another flickering moment closer towards victory. David Fairley knows his side have been beaten here surely tonight. They want to get on with it. They need to score twice. 2 tries and 2 goals here from the Cooks in what remains of this game. And getting the ball back would help, but look at that. Little punch over the air, and then off he goes. Here goes Garvey, sprinting down that right-hand side. This could be the moment of the match, but he's upended by Drury Lowe with the help of a slippery surface.
He's a beast, isn't he, Garvey? With a bit of toe as well, we saw there.
Paolo. Hop, skip, showboat, off he goes. The Cook Island defence had come up quickly, so he wasn't going to throw the pass. This is Stewie, Tui Samoa. Here's Priestley, Captain of America for the night.
Captain of America or Captain America?
Captain America. He's a superhero. Not just any other captain. He's a superhero. Here he comes again. Oh, and it's dropped. It's knocked on. And it slithers around on that slippy surface. The Cooks will get the head and feed, but that's little consolation as the game slips past them.
Hands off, boys.
Slow to the scrum, but the clock has been stopped. And it's another night, Brian Noble, another night that we'll look back on this this World Cup, the opening 6 or 7 days, and go, gee, what a competition we've got here.
Absolutely. We had a couple of signs, didn't we? The USA beating France, and as you said, the teams you've gone through, they deserved it tonight, haven't they? They're happy, for sure.
Well, the ball eventually out of play. 45 seconds to play. Head and feed for the Cook Islands here. But all sensible laws tell you that even if they somehow sneak a try in this next couple of tackles, the game has already been won. Clock stop, 32 to go.
Okay, here we go.
Takarangi feeds it. Going to have a look down this blind side for Dylan Napa. United States having to defend on their line here, but they won't mind this. The fuel will be running fairly well as Matora drives it in into the final 15. Arona wrestled to the ground. 8 seconds to go, 8 seconds before a mass American celebration. The kick to the in-goal area will roll out of play, and that will be it. The hooter sounds, and look at this United States team. Never mind the stars and stripes, they are new stars who've earned their rugby league stripes tonight. Their World Cup debut, Terry Mattison, is a coach who's thrilled. United States should be a nation that's thrilled by the exploits of their rugby league players tonight.
Well, this is a fabulous result for the United States Rugby League, and we can see how much it means to them out there, out the back there. They've got some more games in this tournament that will lift them. They've got a quick turnaround before the next one with Wrexham on Sunday, but let's not take anything away from their result tonight and their performance tonight. More importantly, they played some pretty good stuff tonight. The Cook Islands will be really disappointed with this.
United States the winners. United States 32 points, the Cook Islands 20. What a start for the States.
It's time to set the record straight. Betdaq charge new customers a maximum of 3% commission versus 5% at Betfair. That means more for you. So ask yourself, which sports betting exchange really gives you value? Betdaq, the sports betting exchange. Value you can bet on.
Join showreelbingo.com now for £20 free play, plus daily free bingo and a free DVD of your choice. Just search for Showreel Bingo and sign up for your chance to win big and have loads of fun. At showreelbingo.com, you can enjoy the best bingo around with over £200,000 won every single day. Plus, there's over £5,000 to be won in our new player jackpot room. So for an instant £20 free play plus tons more, join Showreel Bingo now.